What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T-Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today, we're going to talk about Ryan Garcia in his upcoming matchup with Gervonta Tank Davis. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We do appreciate your feedback. All right, so Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, April 22nd, Las Vegas. This is going to be an interesting fight. For people that are fight fans of the purist mindset, this probably isn't going to move the needle for you because there's no belts on the line. There's a little bit of legacy on the line because these guys are in fact rivals. They've come up through the ranks a little bit around the same time. However, because it's not really going to move the needle at 135 pounds or 140 pounds, a lot of people just don't see this as a really desirable matchup, and they see it as a cash grab. And I think that it's a little bit of both. I really want to see how Gervonta Davis does against Ryan, and I also want to see how Ryan can hold up to some power. But one outcome that a lot of people are overlooking, everybody's saying Ryan Garcia has a puncher's chance, and he does. He's got a nice left hook, and he got some crack to him. His hands are fast, and he could catch Tank coming in, and it could be a short night. So everybody believes that that's probably the most logical path to victory for Ryan Garcia if he is to win, and that's a very realistic thing. One punch can change a fight. So we shouldn't overlook the fact that just because we think Tank is going to go in there and beat this guy up, that it's going to happen that way. But an avenue I want to explore today is how Ryan Garcia can win a decision. Now, if you watch the training videos and you watch his previous fights, you'll see that there's some fundamental flaws that Ryan Garcia has that could be problematic. However, he's been working with Joe Goosen for a couple of camps now. He's kind of grown into his adult weight. So I feel like he's comfortable in his body. He understands the length of his appendages. So that's once you get to you kind of get to that growth peak, you learn how to use your limbs in the proper way. You know how to measure your distance better. You know the speed at which you'll move in and out of range, how to pivot. And I think that these things are starting to stamp home for Ryan Garcia. So I believe that these are going to be some of the key characteristics that are going to make it easier for him to survive a fight that ends in a decision. Now, his path to getting a victory in that situation is going to start with him working behind the jab and using his reach advantage and his height advantage to push down and at a distance and keep Tank from getting inside. This is going to require a little bit of improvement on defense, specifically rolling with punches, avoiding shots, and being able to stand in the fire and allow Tank Davis to maybe land some punches, but nothing clean. So you're going to have to get him to land glancing blows, deflect things with your gloves. Things of that nature are going to make a real big difference in what happens. And then he needs to make sure his stamina is good. Typically what happens is when you have stamina issues, you begin to show it on the defensive side. And for Tank, if you start slipping, that's when he takes advantage. A lot of times he's caught guys late when they've started to slow down, fall into bad habits, and make mistakes. Another thing Ryan Garcia is going to have to look out for is traps. Tank Davis is a pretty savvy fighter. He's learned to set traps, specifically the high guard trap, something you've seen from Canelo Alvarez and Oscar Valdez and other fighters. Tank has a version of it. It's not as clean as Canelo. Canelo is very sneaky with his because he's perfected it over time. Tank has a version that it seems like he's working out the kinks on, but it's effective against certain fighters, and he usually is able to deploy it when that fighter's either getting tired or they've fallen into some habits. Another thing Ryan is going to have to do is switch up his timing. Can't throw everything hard, can't throw everything fast. He's going to have to vary the timing, switch up the speed on things, and give Tank something to think about throughout the fight. A taller fighter who gave Tank some good problems was Mario Barrios. So if Ryan Garcia can mirror some of those things and not lose focus late in the fight, he could find himself ahead on the cards late. Now, he's going to have to avoid some big shots, and when he takes them, he's going to have to show some punch resistance and keep going. But ultimately, he does have a chance to win a decision if he can deploy these things and just reserve that energy, deflect as many shots as possible, and then be strategic about his offense. I didn't talk a lot about his offense because I feel like he can get that off because he has some reach and size advantages. He's going to get his shots in. I just think that he needs to be smart defensively and then make sure that he's using his ring IQ to avoid traps. So we'd love to get your thoughts. This has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time I'm out. Peace.